First, a new memoir from a woman who was deep inside one of the most powerful companies in the world. Kristi Coulter went to work for Amazon in the early 2000s and moved up the ladder into a wide range of managerial roles. But she left after 12 years because of what she describes as a culture of chaos, callousness, and brutal indifference.
Her new memoir offers an insider's perspective on the challenges faced by corporate employees. It's called Exit Interview, The Life and Death of My Ambitious Career. And Kristi joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I would imagine some of the things you write about probably exist at other big companies as well, but Amazon works for most people. They love it. Why should Amazon change if things are working well for their customer?
I think that the reason for Amazon to change some of its practices is that, first of all, Amazonian employees are also customers, and there are a lot of them, and they talk to their friends and family. And, you want all your customers to feel at least reasonably satisfied. But also, I think, there's been a lot of press in the last year about Amazon being afraid of literally running out of warehouse employees because there's been so much turnover. I think Amazon could get to a place where they find it hard to attract great corporate employees because the reputation has become so toxic. So I think for its own good as an employer, it should treat employees more humanely.
All right, but you talk about this, and you were with the company for 12 years. That's a really long time to be at a place where you don't believe in sort of the way they're operating. So talk to me about what kept you there and maybe what's keeping a lot of people in their corporate jobs.
Yeah, well, Amazon is a fascinating place to work. I would never want to portray it as all bad. It's really, really interesting. The people are terrific. The pay is also fantastic. And frankly, it was, stock options that kept me there for a long time. There's also a way that it feeds on employee fears. I've heard it described as a place where overachievers go to feel bad about themselves. And I found it to be very much true. So it really fed into my sense of always trying to please, wanting to get that pat on the back, wanting to get that next achievement and never quite getting there. And I think that has worked quite well for the company, but that can't go on forever.
Well, I was going to ask, does Jeff Bezos and his inner circle know about this? Do you think that they think this is the way it has to be for them to be successful?
Jeff Bezos has said things in the past where I think he doesn't necessarily think it has to be that way, but he thinks it's okay. He said it's fine if there's very high turnover, that, we work long, smart, and hard. 2 out of 3 won't cut it. I think that they have been successful this way, and therefore they may not see that there is another way forward. It's also an inner circle that doesn't change a lot over the years, and there haven't been a lot of new perspectives in that inner circle in quite a while.
What's the role of women in that corporate world?
Support. At entry level in corporate Amazon, women and men are roughly 50-50, and then women just kind of disappear as you go up the ladder. At my level, which was sort of upper middle management, I think women were about 1 in every 4 or 5 people, and it gets worse from there. So we're around, but we're really not holding the levers of power the way that men are.
All right. Well, Kristi, thank you very much. You can check out KristiCoulter.com. You can also follow her on the socials. It's The Exit Interview. Thank you.
Thank you.